Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Well, the Tigers are clicking on all cylinders in this series. The offense has come alive. The defense has been solid. And the pitching last night, well, it was lights out. You add it all up, and the Tigers have taken 2 out of the first 3 games in this series. It's an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball here in the Motor City. Welcome to the final game of the set, featuring the New York Yankees and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Bemba, glad to have you with us here this afternoon. Rod Allen will join us in a moment. The Tigers facing the Yankees today in the series finale. They've done a very good job against this really good Yankees offense. Some changes today for the Yankees. No Derek Jeter, no Alex Rodriguez. They will get the day off. So now we concentrate on a guy that really needs to get it going for the Yankees in their respect. Robinson Cano had a terrific month of April. .320 with 8 home runs and 21 RBIs. But Tigers pitching has absolutely stopped him in this series. Cano is just 0 for 8. Tigers pitching overall has done a really good job against this Yankees offense. Glad to have you with us here this afternoon. Game 4 in the series coming up. In the meantime, we go back to the Call Sam studios now, and here's Ryan Field. What a gorgeous afternoon today at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. 60-degree day, sunny skies, and we have baseball here this afternoon. The Tigers and the New York Yankees wrapping up this 4-game series. Curtis Granderson, a former Tiger, back in town, and Granderson is back in the lineup today. Here is the starting lineup for the Yankees, brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. A couple of changes today. Brett Gardner leads off. He'll play in left, followed by Nick Swisher in right. Robinson Cano at second base. Mark Teixeira cleaning up. Granderson bumped down to fifth. He'll play center field. Posada DHing. Chavez, Martin, and Nunez are the bottom three today for the Yankees. Here is the scouting report on Rick Porcello, presented today by Ace Hardware.
Well, it's really all about the sinker for Rick Porcello. And his last 3 times out, he's had an outstanding sinker. Confidence is also back. He didn't have much confidence last year, but pitching with a lot of that this year. And he must attack the zone with good fastballs and mix in some very good changeups to this heavily loaded left-handed lineup Joe Girardi's running at him today.
And so Porcello will face Brett Gardner to start things off. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, high and away to Gardner. Swisher, then Cano here in the first inning. 59 degrees our game time temperature here this afternoon, and climbing, we assume. There's a strike called on Gardner, 1-1. Gardner in the series is 2 for 5, but he's also walked 4 times. Joe Girardi hoping he'll get on base at the top of their lineup today. Bounces one right back to the mound. Porcello handles it, and 1 away. By the way, if Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, you know the drill. Bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and score yourself a free small order of curly fries. You can find the box score at foxsportsdetroit.com. 1 away, good start for Porcello. Now Nick Swisher stands in. Tigers have a chance to win 3 out of 4 after dropping 7 straight. The losing streak has gone by the wayside. Swisher looks at ball 1. Nick batting .223 this series. Had a double and an RBI in this series. Turned out to be the game winner in game 1. And he slaps that one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A lot of glare on the baseball field today. Nick has glasses on and he has eye black on, trying to get a good look at what Porcello is featuring.
Ball inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. You know, in day games here when the sun is shining, the skies are clear, the crowd is buzzing. It is an awesome place to be.
No doubt about that.
Fouled back out of play. 2-2.
Nice
Swisher.
Nice crowd here in attendance as well.
Yeah, really good crowd today for the series finale. The final chance to catch the Yankees this year.
A lot of folks called in sick, apparently.
Do you blame them?
I do not.
2-2. And he got him, strike 3. A lot of run on that fastball. See you later.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively. It's always presented by Beaumont Hospital. Rayburn in left, Kelly in center, Jackson not starting at the outset of this game. Bosch in right, and Santiago Sizemore, the big fella Cabrera, anchored at first. Victor Martinez in his first duty behind the plate since coming off the disabled list. This is what Rick's been doing with his fastball lately. He's been starting it inside. The left-handed batters, they jackknife out of the way, and the ball ever so slightly comes back over the inside corner. It's been a good pitch for him.
Here is Robinson Cano. Hitless in the series. He missed the first game, nursing a bruised hand. Don't know if that's bothering him at all at this point in the series, but coming off a terrific month of April, batting .296 now.
Yeah, just get Robinson out of town because he's going to heat up again before it's all said and done. Back-to-back 200-hit seasons in 09 and 2010.
Let someone else deal with him.
You have to go all the way back to 1992 and 1993 to find a second baseman that had back-to-back 200 seasons, and that would be Carlos Baerga.
Slapped the other way, and there's a base hit. It's his first hit of the series.
He's got a sweet swing. Of course, Baerga played on those very good Cleveland Indians teams in the 90s with Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome. He's sweet.
So it keeps the inning going for the Yankees, and they'll send Mark Teixeira up there. Teixeira batting cleanup today. 7-game hitting streak for the slugging first baseman. 8 home runs this year for Teixeira. He's knocked in 18. Tigers with their 2 wins, now 14-17 overall, as they try and climb back up to the 500 mark and beyond. 1 ball, 1 strike on Teixeira. 3 for 9 in the series. He has homered. And he's done that quite a bit against Tigers pitching this year. Ground ball to third. Brandon had him played perfectly. Teixeira is outside, retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. 1/2 inning in the books. Here come the Tigers. Turned 16 years of age, believe it or not, and a lot of his mascot friends from around the area here to celebrate with him. Great birthday hat for Paws. He was playing it up before the game, so he's enjoying his birthday here this afternoon. And they gave him a brand new car.
You have to love that.
All right, here's the Tigers starting lineup, by the way. Presented by Big Boy today. Don Kelly leads it off in center field. Scott Sizemore at second. Brennan Bosch in right. Cabrera is at first base. Martinez catching. Maglio is DHing. Rayburn, Inge, Santiago round out the Tigers lineup. Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on A.J. Burnett. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, with the new pitching coach, Larry Rothschild, they've really simplified his delivery. And because of that, he's off to an outstanding start. He's got a power arm. You all know that. Fastball's in the mid-90s. And he has a wicked curveball to go with it.
Don Kelly is in the leadoff slot in this one today as Jackson gets the day off. Kelly in center field as well. 233 this year for Don. And he waves and misses.
Yeah, there's that wicked curveball. But A.J. Burnett also has been throwing quite a few changeups this year, led by Russell Martin in his first year as a catcher for the Yankees.
And the 0-2.
Talking to Jim on the field today, and he said he feels like Jackson's starting to get to a place where he's going to start producing. And he felt like today was a good day to give him a day off against Burnett, who has that good high fastball, good breaking ball, and a good day to get Kelly some reps.
The 0-2. Lifted foul back out of play. Alex Avila also getting the day off today, and Jim said he doesn't think a day off is going to hurt Avila's hot stretch at all, because he's been playing every day. Jackson getting a chance to kind of soak it all in this afternoon. There's Alex.
He's chilling today.
He knew yesterday he would get today off, so he came to the ballpark today knowing it was a day of rest. It gets away from Martin, and it hit him. So Kelly is at first base.
Let's take a look at the Yankees defensively. It's presented by Tim Hortons. A little bit of a different look today. especially in the infield where there's no A-Rod and there's no Jeter, but they still have Cano and Teixeira, and they have Russell Mark behind the plate, and A.J. Burnett is towing the rubber this afternoon.
Some mighty big shoes to fill today for Eduardo Nunez and Eric Chavez, with A-Rod and Jeter out of the lineup. Chavez, a veteran, though, a great player in his own right in his heyday with Oakland.
Two very good managers in Girardi and Leland. They understand that it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and you've got to take care of your players. You have to give them a day off every now and then.
That was the first hit batter of the season for Burnett. Well, I think it serves two purposes. One, you give some guys a day off that need it. And two, you keep your backup players with some reps, as you say, and that becomes important as well as the season goes on.
That's right.
Here's the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike.
If you're Kelly on first base, you have to be aware of the fact that A.J. Burnett will uncork a wild pitch or two. As a matter of fact, he's already uncorked 6 this year with that breaking ball. It's so tough for Martin to get in front of and block.
Strike called. 1-2 on Sizemore. Scott off to a nice start at the big league level. Of course, he had that tremendous season down at AAA. Was leading the International League with a .495 on base percentage. They just couldn't get him out down in Toledo. Good block there by Martin, and the count now goes 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Russell will be doing that quite often here today. They have a new pitching coach in Larry Rothschild, who spent the previous 10 years as a pitching coach for the Chicago Cubs. And when they hired him, this was his project, to get A.J. Burnett back on track. A.J. did not have a good year last year, but has some of the best stuff of any of the right-handers in the major leagues. And so far, the results have been good for Burnett working with Larry Rothschild. Sometimes all you need is a different voice. Here's Larry. Larry also was Jim Leland's pitching coach on that '97 world champion Florida Marlins team.
He was. Managed the Tampa Bay Devil Rays as well. Fouled straight back. Yes, I called them the Devil Rays because at that time they were the Devil Rays. Here are the numbers on A.J. Burnett, career .399 ERA.
Slightly above 500. 114 up, 101 down with a sub-4 earned run average. But he's got an electric right arm.
Sizemore cuts and misses. First out of the inning. Scott goes down swinging. And the first strikeout of the game for Mr. Burnett.
94-mile-per-hour fastball. That's pretty straight. And the reason why his fastballs are straight this year is his direction's pretty good with that front shoulder, that front foot. They go directly toward home plate, which allows the arm to get up top. And when he gets on top of the baseball, it's firm in the mid-90s.
Here's Bosch. Breaking ball sails low. 1-0 on Brennan. In the 3 slot again here today. Bosch had a couple of hits in last night's ball game. 2 singles, a run scored.
It's a nice spot to hit in. Number 3 spot in front of Cabrera. You're going to get lots of good pitches to hit.
Kelly jockeys his lead off first base, held by Teixeira. And the 1-0 outside. 2-0 on Bosch.
Bosch this year has gotten himself into a lot of hitter-friendly counts, and that's the reason why the batting average is over 300, and he's had a lot of good plate appearances.
And it's the reason why Jim Leland, Lloyd McClendon, and the entire coaching staff really feel that he is making strides, becoming more selective at home plate, and finding more of these 2-0 counts. Now 2-1.
It's a well-located fastball, 2-0 count by Burnett. And that kind of shows the maturation of Brennan Bosch. He was looking for a fastball, but he also knew, because of the location of that one, there wasn't a whole lot he could do with that pitch.
breaking ball sails high and away. 3-1 on Bosch. Tigers trying to get something going early here against A.J. Burnett, 34 years old, out of North Little Rock, Arkansas. And Burnett has put up some pretty good numbers throughout his career. In fact, 6 straight years of 10 or more wins. He just hasn't had the consistent big winning seasons that many feel goes with his type of talent. And a strike called on the outer edge. 3-2 now on Bosch.
Well, decision time for Jim Leyland. Do you send Kelly 3-2 with 1 out, knowing that if Bosch makes an out and he's able to get to second base, that base is open and they may just walk Cabrera here in the first inning? We'll see.
Runner goes, and it's fouled back out of play. Jim was talking about this today and talking about why he sent a runner with Cabrera lurking in the on-deck circle. And, well, if the guy at the plate makes an out, then what? Then they're just going to walk Cabrera. And Jim said, yeah, you know what? That's true, but I don't mind having Victor Martinez at the plate with 2 guys on base either.
That's a good point.
So I guess there are several different ways that you could look at it. But that was his strategy. And he knows that Cabrera will continue to have the bat taken out of his hands. Throw back, and he threw it away. 1 too many throws. Kelly might go to third on this, and he will. Don Kelly will get into third base standing up. A 2-base throwing error by A.J. Burnett.
Nothing Teixeira could do to help Burnett out there. And Teixeira has one of the better gloves of any of the first basemen in the major leagues. Nice job by Kelly, knowing exactly where that ball was. Did not need the help of Gene Lamont to get to third base.
Russell Martin out there now to have a chat with Burnett. Second error of the year for A.J. Girardi not real excited about the way this one has opened up. Tigers have a chance to get a run in here with less than 2 outs. They are conceding the run up the middle on the infield. Three and 2 on Bosch. And he drives one hard to center field. Granderson moves over. This will score the run, though, as Kelly comes in. It's a sacrifice fly for Bosch. Man, does he hit the ball hard.
That was the first fastball that Burnett threw to him inside. All the other fastballs were away from Brennan, but Brennan was still up for the challenge.
Bosch giving Victor Martinez a little scouting report as he went back to the bench. 14th RBI for Bosch. Base is empty now, so the 2-base throwing error, a huge play in this inning. Cabrera fouls one away, 0-1. Miguel's had himself a nice series as well, 5 for 9. Tigers now have 27 sacrifices, leading the league. That includes obviously sacrifice flies. Cabrera's out on the 6-3 rollout. Inning over. Bosch drives one in. Tigers lead 1-0.
job. You know, it's not something that you work at or something. It's not common to just sit on the bench for 2 or 3 at bats, and then then come back out there. It feels like you're pinch hitting 4 times, and it's not easy. It's not really easy to do what I'm doing right now.
Well, that's Jorge Posada on what it's like being a DH these days, and the numbers kind of back up what he's saying, because career he hits a little over 200 as a designated hitter, but that's the role that the Yankees have him in this year. And he will bat second in this inning. Curtis Granderson leads it off against Rick Porcello.
I remember when Gary Sheffield came to the Tigers, and Gary pretty much played the outfield his entire career, except for early. And he said he started to talk to some of the other designated hitters around the league, guys that had done it for a long time, to get an idea of just what they did, how they did it, so better help him prepare for his job.
Yeah, and some of those guys were Jim Thome and David Ortiz, who really settled into those positions very nicely and did major damage as DHs.
So I'm sure Jorge is probably asking a few people for a little help.
Anderson skies this one to right center field. Hit pretty good, but it'll stay in the park. Don Kelly tracks it down, 1 away. So that'll bring up Posada. He's batting just 161 this year. A few of these Yankees really have not gotten it going yet. Posada having a decent series, couple of RBIs, 4 hits. And the other thing for Posada is that his 4-year deal runs out at the end of this season, and he has made it known that he wants to stay with the Yankees, doesn't want to go anywhere. That's in the air toward left. Rayburn backing up, and at the edge of the track, 2 gone. So Porcello, who's very good at getting ground balls, gets a couple of fly ball outs. We'll bring up Eric Chavez. .290 this season.
Eric has battled a lot of injuries the last number of years. And those years, of course, he was wearing an Oakland Athletics uniform. I was talking to him on the field before the game today. He says his body feels good, and he says the fact that he doesn't play every single day keeps him fresh and strong.
Well, he had his 07, 08, and 09 seasons ended because of surgery prematurely. So the injury bug, specifically his back, has really limited his time in recent years. But man, when this guy was going all guns a-blazing at Oakland, he was one of the top players in the game.
He was making all-star teams, and he was winning Gold Gloves.
Bouncing ball, third base side foul.
I scouted him in high school. In 1996, he was playing at Mount Carmel High School in San Diego. Eric Munson was his teammate as well, and I told him I had a chance to watch him. I watched him go 5 for 5 one day. He wasn't hard to write up.
There's nothing more than what the eye caught there.
He was simply dominant. It was like men playing with boys. His senior year in high school.
Chavez now 33 years old. He slams this one toward left center, but playable. And Rayburn makes the play. 3 fly ball outs for Rick Porcello. An inning and a half in the books here today. 1-0 Detroit. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. By Jeep Brand, now celebrating 70 years of legendary heritage. And by Arby's. Stop by today and try the Market Fresh grilled chicken and pecan salad sandwich.
Did they give Paws that car today?
Well, that's the word on the street.
I think when I come back in my next life, I want to come back as Paws.
Why wait? Sparty's here. A bunch of mascots here today. Question is, does Paws have a driver's license?
Turned 16 today.
So Paws at least has a permit, probably. Here is Victor Martinez leading it off. Did you get Paws anything today?
I did not.
I got Paws one of those giant pet condos.
Did you really?
3-tier things that cats like to hang out on.
That's how you roll.
Little chew toy. Tigers lead 1-0 here. They got a run in the first and a sac fly by Bosch. It's fouled straight back by Martinez.
However, I did tell you the other day that I would chip in a little bit on whatever you spent. So how much do I owe you?
$7,300. Payable by check or cash. Burnett ready. And the 1-1. We're being told, Rod, that they did give him a driver's license as part of the pregame festivities. Question is, did he have to take all the tests that we go through? You know, the eye test, the written test, parallel parking, all that kind of good stuff. 2-2 on Martinez.
I hope he did.
There you go. That might be a little bit better for Paws.
Maybe I don't want to be a mascot.
You don't want to come back and have one of those wait for you?
I kind of like that Camaro he was rolling in, though.
Where in the world did they find that thing? Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Martinez. It'll be Martinez, Ordonez, and Rayburn. Here in the second, Tigers have a 1-0 lead in search of their 3rd consecutive win. Burnett faced the Tigers in Game 2 of the regular season back in New York in the opening weekend, but he was really sick that weekend. The chopper to the shortstop. Nunez ranging to his right. And Martinez is out, 1 away. AJ was fighting, I don't know if he had the flu or a severe cold, but he certainly wasn't up to par in that game physically. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs in that game, struck out 6, so the numbers weren't bad. He threw just 86 pitches. Here's Ordonez, the new and improved Maglio. Had a big night last night, including his first home run of the year. And you saw some signs in terms of his lower half last night that kind of piqued your interest.
I did. That home run that he hit to left field. Cleared his hips out of the way.
High fly ball, routine to the right fielder Swisher. 2 gone.
Had some good bat speed on that swing.
We'll bring up Ryan Rayburn. Well, Maglio, without question, will certainly be a big part of the offense this year. And Jim Leland very happy to see that he's gotten going a little bit. Rayburn, meanwhile, in the series 0 for 8, still looking for his first hit. 1 strike on Ryan. The 0-1. Leland was asked before the game today if he saw any signs in Maglio during his slump that made him think he was going to turn it around quickly. And Leland pointed to the media guy and said, "Yeah, look at that book. His numbers in that book don't lie." And the numbers over the years have been very, very impressive. Swing and a miss. Rayburn is out of there as Burnett makes quick work of him, his 2nd strikeout. There's the driver's license for Paws. See, there's proof. You're watching Tigers baseball, presented today by Bell Tires. That's a big license. letters followed by a space and then the player's uniform number to 37338. Or you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Final results post-game during Tigers Live. Standard text rates apply.
Just got a text message from the John Keating, and he said he's not necessarily missing being at Mascot Day. You may remember what the mascots did to him in Chicago.
I do remember.
A few years ago. So Keats is chilling on his couch today, probably having a margarita on Cinco de Mayo.
Absolutely. That's the way Keats rolls. They dipped into his bag that day. They mussed up his hair. They took his hairspray, started spraying his face. It was awesome. There's a strike called on Russell Martin. It'll be Martin, Nunez, and then Brett Gardner. Well, Porcello had a 1-2-3 second. All fly balls. Some of Paul's best friends in the house here. All the mascots from around the area.
Shaking hands and kissing babies.
You know, the White Sox mascot was here today, too. And he got booed. That's a foul tip. Does that surprise you?
No, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, they were booing the mascot.
They don't like them here.
1-2. Porcello has one strikeout. That was Swisher back in the first inning. And he missed outside. 2-2. Rick, in fact, has picked up a few more strikeouts in his last two starts. He had 13 strikeouts combined. Wave and a miss, and he's got another one here today. Time to go back to the studio now for game break. Here's Ryan Field. Oh, easy now, easy.
Okay.
He speaks the truth, but easy now. There's a bunt down the third base line. Inge on the bare hand. Quick throw off the target. They threw it away, and Nunez is going to scamper back to the bag.
That is nicely done by Nunez, playing shortstop here this afternoon. Derek Jeter with the afternoon off, but he takes his time. That's the key to getting the bunt down where you want it. You take your time. You place it perfectly, knowing that even Brandon Inge, who makes this play very nicely, can't get you. That's a nice job by Nunez.
So that'll bring up Brett Gardner.
Gardner usually takes the first pitch. We documented that last night, those of you that were with us. What did he only swings at the first pitch 9% of the time?
That's it. 9%.
Watch him swing.
Nope. 1-0.
That's mind-boggling.
It is, and again, I mean, I would think as a pitcher, knowing that statistic, you would just pump in a first pitch fastball strike.
He tried to,
but he missed.
He did. He tried to. He knows that. I know he knows that.
Sometimes easier said than done.
No doubt.
Well, we know that Gardner is going to be tough to double up if indeed he does put the ball on the ground. He can really run. Yankees have the tying run on here in the third. And that one missed outside. 2-0.
If you're Joe Girardi and you want to jumpstart your offense, not a bad time to put on a hit and run. You force Gardner into swinging the bat. Nunez gets a little bit of a break off first.
There he goes, and a bouncing ball to second base. Sizemore will throw out Gardner by a step. Stay out of the double play there. Move the runner to second. 2 gone.
That's exactly what Girardi was thinking. Don't know if they would have doubled him up anyway, but by Nunez starting, that pretty much takes the double play out of play. Well,
here's an area where the Yankees have really struggled in this series with men in scoring position. 3 for 22. 0 for 3 in the ball game last night with men in scoring position, and Swisher now has taken his sunglasses off.
Took a strike 3 call his first time up from Porcello. Good swing back fastball on the inside corner. Joe Girardi has 7 left-handed bats in his lineup today against Porcello. The first 7 guys, some switch hitters, but they all are swinging the bat left-handed against Rick, and he struggled this year against left-handers.
Yeah, if you're wondering if managers and coaches ever look at the numbers and follow trends, the answer is yes. Swing and a miss. Even a manager like Jim Leyland, who is, I guess, falls under the old school category, he'll still pore over the numbers. And he'll use statistics to his advantage. 1-1 on Nick Swisher. Tying run at second base with 2 outs. Low 2-1. Time called now as Martinez heads out to the mound to chat with Porcello.
Here's why Joe Girardi has all the left-handers in there. 366 batting average against Rick. Right-handers hitting just above the Mendoza line. That's why his changeup and his slider will be very, very important the remainder of the year. Has to figure out a way to get some of these lefties out.
He wanted the lefties in so much so, did Girardi, that he took A-Rod and Jeter out of the lineup, although Jeter has been battling a sore hip. That's why he came out of the ball game last night. So he probably was going to be off today anyway. We'll check out the game from the dugout this afternoon, and Swisher has earned himself a walk. First walk of the game for Rick Porcello. That'll put 2 on. Now you got to deal with the number 3 hitter, Robinson Cano. They say that your best hitter in the lineup many times is your number 3 hitter, and this may be true here with the Yankees. I mean, with all the firepower they have in their lineup, when you're talking about true hitters, Cano may be at the top of their list.
I would not argue with you on that point.
Robinson, through the first 6 years of his career, and he recently just crossed his anniversary of playing his first year in the big leagues, has over 1,000 hits. Cano broke in 2005 with the Yankees. They were struggling a bit. They brought some guys up from the minor leagues. Cano was one of the players they brought up. Wave and a miss.
Good pitch. Outstanding pitch by Porcello. Real good changeup, but it's not so much the changeup, but it's the location of it. You can't get hurt by that changeup in that area. And when you get a good hitter like Cano to swing like that, you know it was a pretty good pitch.
Oh, 0-2 on Cano. When Cano was first called up, he was 2 for his first 23. Joe Torre was the manager at the time and called him into his office and told him, just relax. You'll be okay. And Cano thought, he's calling me in to send me back down to the minor leagues. Instead, Torre said, it's pretty tough at this level. I'm going to stick with you. He then went on an 8-game hitting streak and has not been down to the minor leagues since.
Special talent. You were talking about Derek Jeter last half inning, and Jeter burst on the scene in 1996 as a Yankee. And before Cano came to the big leagues in 2005, Jeter played with 34 different second basemen.
Whoa.
34 different second basemen before this guy got to the big leagues.
You talk about a revolving door.
That's exactly what it was.
Well, Cano will be there for a while. Jeter marching toward 3,000 hits, and you assume at some point in the future, so will Cano. 1-2 on Robinson. 2 on for the Yankees. We're in the third. And a bouncing ball hit to the right side, right at Cabrera. This will get him out of the inning, and the Yankees will strand a pair. No runs, a hit, a walk, 2 men left.
Hit against A.J. Burnett, and let me tell you, the Tigers host the Royals on Saturday, May 14th at 4:10 p.m. Don't miss the pregame clinic and learn baseball fundamentals from current Tigers players and coaches. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
So here come the Tigers now in the bottom of the third, trying to add to their 1-0 lead on A.J. Burnett. It'll be Brandon Inge, Ramon Santiago, and then Don Kelly. Inge batting in the 8th slot today. 1 for 9 in the series. And he looks at strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. A.J. Burnett was with the Toronto Blue Jays 2008. He won 10 of his last 12 decisions that year, and all of a sudden became hot property, and they were bidding for him at the end of that season. And the Yankees outbid Atlanta, gave him a large contract. That's outside, 2-1.
When A.J. went to Toronto, J.P. Ricciardi was the general manager at that time, and they signed him to a 5-year contract. But after the 3rd year, they gave him an option to get out of that deal if he chose to do so. And the rest is history. He had a great year, and he parlayed that into a lot of money.
Sometimes you have to put those options in that contract to convince a guy to sign with you, and that's the chance you take.
Toronto hasn't had a lot of success at getting free agents the last few years to go and play there.
The 2-2 pitch on the ground to third. Chavez leans over and makes the play. 1 away here in the Tiger 3rd inning.
I told you that Chavez won quite a few Gold Gloves while playing for the Oakland Athletics, and he looks like he's in great shape this year.
A-Rod gets the day off today, enjoying himself on the bench. Here's Santiago. 3-hit game for Ramon earlier in this series. Santiago at 289. Also has 4 sacrifices, which is tied for the league lead. There's a strike, 0-2. Bender that dropped in there. Bouncer right back to the mound. Knocked down by Burnett. 2 gone in the Tigers' third. Back up to the top of the lineup now, Don Kelly.
No panic there from Burnett. Simply picks it up, shuffles his feet, and gives Teixeira a nice feed.
Here's Kelly. Roll this one to first base. Ooh, funny hop. Teixeira stays with it. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We travel to the 4th in the final game in this series. Home runs by players on active rosters. The Yankees have more career home runs by their active players than any other team. The next closest team is the Red Sox, but the Yankees have over 2,500 home runs on their active roster. Really? A boatload of long balls. Of course, you've got a guy that has over 600 in A-Rod. So that's a good start. And here are the rest of the guys. Andrew Jones over 400.
Quite a few of those guys going to the Hall of Fame. Quite a few of them.
Mark Teixeira should get to the 300 plateau some point this year. He is leading things off here in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike on Teixeira. Granderson, then Posada to follow. Two and 1. Ground ball first base side. Nice play by Cabrera, and Teixeira is out.
Cabby played that perfectly. He knew as soon as that ball was hit, because of the top spin on the ball, he had to back up to get the best possible hop. He backed up about 3 steps, and he also knew that Porcello would be there to finish the play.
Perfect feed. Here's Granderson. Curtis 0 for 1. takes ball one.
They've slowed Grandy down in this series. Only 1 for 12 against his former club in his first trip back to Comerica Park.
Played parts of 6 years in this ballpark, patrolling center field for the Tigers. The 1-1. Granderson, twice in a Tigers uniform, scored over 100 runs.
Hit 30 home runs one year, too.
That's pulled foul. 2-2 the count.
I was thinking about this yesterday. There's really only a few center fielders, I mean true center fielders in the major leagues today that have true home run power.
3-2. Well, the one thing they wanted to do with Granderson, the Yankees, that is, as soon as they got him, was to improve his numbers against lefties, because that had been the knock on Curtis, and those numbers have gone up. 3-2 pitch is floated to right field, base hit. Granderson, a 1-out single. It'll bring up Jorge Posada. Oh for 1 for Posada. He would be a really good double play candidate if he hits the ball on the ground. Posada does not run well.
Which is one of the reasons why Granderson might be on the move on the next pitch or two. He has 2 steals. He's been caught once.
One and one.
Granderson attempted to steal a base early in this series, and he was successful, but he overslid the bag and was tagged out because Peralta stayed on him, and when his hand came off the bag, he was able to tag him.
One of a couple of base running mishaps that the Yankees have had in this series. Quick throw, and he just got back. Granderson got his hand in there.
When you throw the ball over to first base from the mound, that's exactly where you want to throw it. Throw it right down there where all he has to do is grab it and apply the tag.
Two and one. Posada has had a lot of power in his career. 8 separate seasons of 20 or more home runs. Talked about some of the great catchers that have caught for the Yankees over the years, including Yogi Berra. High fly ball center field. Is chasing Kelly back. He's circling. He's having trouble, and he makes the play. Don Kelly stayed with it. Don't know if the wind was playing with that one a little bit, but he had to circle around out there.
Nice recovery by Don Kelly, and the ball stayed up long enough for him to make the adjustment to get the out.
Second out of the inning. That'll bring up Eric Chavez. He flied out as well, his first time up back in the second. And he takes ball one. Chavez won 6 consecutive Gold Gloves from 2001 to 2006 as he was manning third base with the Oakland Athletics those years.
And he was a shortstop in high school. And he was talking about that today, because when I wrote him up, I said he might have to move to third base. He just looked like he was going to grow that position. And he said he was going to USC on a full ride scholarship, and he was going to play center field there.
Really? That's in the air towards center. Kelly is on the run. Dives, can't get it, and it rolls by him all the way to the wall. Granderson will score. Chavez is going to third, and they will stop him there. It's a three-base hit for Eric Chavez. Kelly sold out, couldn't get it.
Appeared to be a changeup that was up in the strike zone, and Chavez put a pretty good swing on it. Nobody behind you, so Brennan Bosch had to run it down, but Granderson with real good speed.
Chavez, by the time he got to third, looked like he was running a little bit gingerly. Now they're going to come out to take a look at it.
Something to do with that left leg. Talked about the fact that Porcello needed that changeup against some of these left-handers, but that location right there is up, and that's why he's able to get to it. You got to get that changeup down.
So it looks like it's a part of the foot, either the ankle or the instep, that is bothering Chavez, and he's coming out. It appears. Yeah, they're going to walk him off the field. Doesn't look like there's a problem there.
Whatever it was, he started to feel it after he got around second base. That's when he started to limp a little bit. He's in a lot of pain.
He is. It looked innocent enough. Nothing seemed to happen on his way around the bases, but once he got to third, he's not going to be able to go anymore. So we'll see what the Yankees want to do here. They have tied the game at 1-1 on the RBI triple by Chavez.
A-Rod may have had to go downstairs and put his spikes on if Joe Girardi is going to use A-Rod.
Here it is again. Looked like halfway to third base, he pulled up a little bit. So Alex Rodriguez will come on a pinch run at third base and stay in the game at third as well. So it is not a day off for A-Rod.
This much I do know. He hasn't pinch run a whole lot in his career.
He represents the go-ahead run with 2 outs here in the fourth. 1-1 game. Ball 1 to Russell Martin. Martin struck out back in the third. Ball down low, 2-0.
A-Rod trying to get loose down there at third base.
Suddenly summoned into this game. Swing and a miss, 2-1. A-Rod was doing a few sprints as he came onto the field. Now just trying to stretch out. Single by Granderson, triple by Chavez here in the fourth inning to tie this game up. 3-1 now on Martin. And he missed. Ball 4. Porcello wanted to know where that one was. It's a second walk. So it keeps the inning going now, and it brings up Nunez.
Porcello's asking Tim Cheetah, home plate umpire, where was it? Was it down? Didn't appear to be down. Fox Tracks is saying it was right on the corner.
So we'll see if Nunez can take advantage here. He had a bunt single back in the third. Yankees trying to take their first lead of the day. Ball one high to Eduardo Nunez. Yankees minor league player of the year last year. He was an all-star in the International League. 2 for 5 in the series. Getting the start today in place of Derek Jeter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low 2-1 on Nunez. Porcello came into this inning having thrown just 44 pitches over 3 frames. But he has thrown quite a few here in the 4th inning. This will be his 25th pitch. And it's fouled away. 2-2. Rick was outstanding in his last start against the Indians. 2 runs in 7 innings. Gave up 1 run against Seattle in the start before that. Pitching into the 7th. Hit the other way and threw a base hit. That'll score A-Rod, and that makes it 2-1 in favor of the Yankees. Nunez out of that 9 spot has a bunt single and an RBI hit. Yanks have their first lead.
Rick Knapp is going to take a jog out to the mound. He doesn't want to let that strike that Porcello thought he threw to Russell Martin before the walk to really come into play here. He wants to make sure that he gets back on track and makes some quality pitches.
Yankees have their 5th hit of the game, and they've taken their first lead. Here's the top of the order now, Brett Gardner. Gardner has put the ball on the ground twice, 0 for 2. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Yankees, 1 run, no hits for the Tigers. And strike 1 on Gardner. Martin and Nunez, your base runners. Chavez, the big hit in this inning, the RBI triple, but he's been taken out of the game. Checked it, strike 2 call by Tim Cheetah. 0-2 on Gardner. He's made some adjustments to his approach at the plate after a very slow start. Gardner said he is standing a little bit closer to the plate these days. A couple of hits in the series, 4 walks. But he's down 0-2. Little looper down the third base line, just fouled by a couple of feet, no more than that. Otherwise, they probably get a couple of runs in, or at least 1. That was the 30th pitch in this inning for Porcello. One and 2 on Gardner. Bouncing ball left side, deep in the hole. Santiago will try and get the force, not in time. And the bases are loaded.
It's a nice job by Ramon. That's the only play that he had. But Nunez runs pretty well, able to get there, and he was on his way up by the time that ball hit Sizemore's glove. That and the fact that he was not being held on at first base.
Infield hit for Gardner, now 6 hits for the Yankees. They have the bases loaded here for Nick Swisher. Swisher today a strikeout and a walk. And he takes strike one. Swisher this year with just 1 home run on the season. His power numbers have been down. Last year he hit 29. Wave and a miss, 0-2. And generally, though, this is a Yankees team that hits a lot of home runs. Porcello trying to pitch out of this jam. He has surrendered the lead here. And the 0-2 inside. He's straightened him up. Swisher is the 8th hitter to bat in this inning. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, this has been a very long inning for Rick Porcello, who's approaching 80 pitches now, and to that end there is activity. Brian Villarreal is warming up in the Detroit bullpen. Rick was in pretty good shape with the pitch count up until this 4th. And a soft liner hit to third right at Brandon Inge to end the inning. They will leave them loaded, but the Yankees get 2 more runs, and they take their first lead of the game. And by your neighborhood Spartan stores. For locations, check out turntospartan.com. Mascot Mania here today. A ton of the area mascots are in town for Paw's 16th birthday here at the ballpark. The Yankees have taken the lead 2-1 as we go now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Sizemore, Bosch, and Cabrera. Happy birthday, Pause. All of us here at Fox Sports Detroit. Got his driver's license before the game. Alex Rodriguez stays in the game. He'll play third base.
Still trying to get loose.
Sizemore leading it off.
I brought it up at the time that he probably has not pinch run all that much in his career. And the number is 4 times he has pinch run.
That's not much. The 0-1. Tigers, meanwhile, looking for their first hit of this game. They have gone 3 innings without one. They have gotten a run on a hit by pitch, a bad pickoff throw, and a sac fly. Here is Burnett's 1-1 pitch.
Or should I have said pinch ran? It's all the same.
It's all the same.
Pinch run,
Yeah.
pinch ran.
Pinch run.
We do have some folks out there that listen to every word, though.
Absolutely.
Boy. We'll get a letter or two.
You can expect a letter now.
Get a letter or two now.
1-2. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Or a text or a tweet.
Yeah.
They'll hit you up on Facebook. 2-2 on Sizemore. Does anybody really write letters anymore?
I get quite a few. Yes. Not all bad, though. But
no.
I get quite a few.
That's in the air, foul down the first base line. Teixeira can't get there. Did you used to get a lot of letters when you played?
Autograph stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, people with minor league cards that wanted me to sign some cards. I had one big league card, which was a Cleveland Indians card, and a few Japanese cards. So I get some cards every now and then in the mail. The thing that I wondered is, how did they get your home address?
Oh, that's easy these days. Back in those days, I don't know.
I don't know how.
Yeah, but today it's real simple. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In fact, talking to Jim Leland the other day, he had a big stack of mail sitting on his desk that he had to get to. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Sizemore's out of there. Leland says he gets a lot of letters telling him what his lineup should be and how he should adjust it.
Burnett looks totally different this year than he did last year. And Larry Rothschild, so far, our first month of the season in 2011, has done a nice job with AJ. Fastball command has been really good. And all they've really done is just kind of simplify the delivery. His direction is straight toward the home plate with the front foot and the front shoulder. He was rotational with his upper body last year. Therefore, fastball moved all over the place.
I think there's sometimes something to be said for simplicity.
Yep.
Getting back to basics. Whether it's pitching or hitting or anything in life, I suppose.
Larry's always been known as a very good pitching coach. As a matter of fact, when Jim Leland took over here in 2006, they offered Larry Rothschild the pitching coach's job first before they hired Chuck Hernandez. But Larry was in Chicago and comfortable in Chicago.
3-0 on Bosch.
Of course, Dave Dombrowski was the general manager of that '97 Florida Marlins team who hired Rothschild.
The 3-0 pitch. Bosch is taking, and it's at the knees, strike 1. Sac fly for Brennan today, his 14th RBI. That came back in the first, and right now that represents the only Tigers run of the afternoon. The 3-1 delivery. Ooh, another strike. Bosch thought it might have been a touch outside. 3-2. On the ground with the shortstop. Nunez is there. Bosch is safe. It's dropped by the first baseman Teixeira, who could not scoop it on the backhand.
little nonchalant there by Nunez, and he bounces it over to Tex. And one of the few times Teixeira can't help him out.
Second error of the game for the Yankees. And the Tigers now have the tying run on. Here is Cabrera. Off the outside corner. 1-0 on Miguel, who bounced out his first time up. Cabrera has hit safely in his last 6. Came in with the second best average in the American League. Right behind a guy that we'll see in a couple of days, Bautista of Toronto. Actually, we'll see him tomorrow.
I don't know if he's healthy. I know he's been out for a couple of days with some kind of neck injury, Bautista. But I think he's going to play this weekend. You know what's fascinating about Cabrera hitting .350 is he gets no infield singles.
Very true. That's popped up. First base side. And Teixeira in foul ground squares up to make the play. 2 gone. Bautista not only leading the league in hitting but home runs as well.
A lot of categories. A lot of different categories.
Yeah, runs scored.
Base on balls. I think he's right up there.
Pretty amazing.
Now he's having a good year.
So I guess the Blue Jays were correct in rewarding him with a new deal.
And his season last year was no fluke.
2 out now for Victor Martinez. Still looking for that first Tigers hit today. Victor 0 for 1. Rolled out to the shortstop his first time up. Victor through the years has had pretty good numbers against the Yankees. He's had 17 lifetime home runs against New York pitching. And the 1-0. 2-0 on Martinez. Not bad as well in the average column. 280 lifetime in 72 games against the Yanks. Martinez fresh off the disabled list. And they immediately went back into his 5 spot in the Tigers lineup. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes.
Have not seen enough of Victor Martinez to know whether he likes to swing the bat. 3 balls and no strikes. I know that Jim Leland turns him loose, but some guys just don't like to swing in this particular situation.
And he's taking. There's a strike. Naglio waiting on deck. Bosch aboard via an error. Tigers trail 2-1 in the 4th inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Whistled foul, back out of play. 3-2 on Victor Martinez. Tigers, of course, saw a lot of Victor over the years with the Cleveland Indians. Played with Boston as well. And once the offseason approached, the Tigers realized they need someone behind Cabrera in their lineup.
Victor had lots of choices to go play this year. But he admired the way the Tigers ran their organization, and that's why he's wearing the Tigers uniform.
Runner going, and is fouled back out of play. Well, he had seen a lot of the Tigers, obviously 18, 19 times a year in his days with the Cleveland Indians. Very familiar with the Tigers organization and their players over the years. 3-2. Bosch will be on the move again. And a swing and a miss. Martinez goes down. So do the Tigers. 4 strikeouts for A.J. Burnett, who is not allowed a hit through 4 innings in this one. As we travel to the 5th at Comerica, Yankees still on top. In honor of Cinco de Mayo today, we have a trivia question that looks like this. Who was the first Mexican-born player in Major League Baseball? First Mexican-born player. And we'll get to the answer in a little bit.
Good question today.
Really good question. Have to think about that for a while. Cinco de Mayo here at the ballpark. Little Tiger sombrero there. Nicely done. That's slammed into center field. It's down, a base hit. Kelly plays it on one hop, and Robinson Cano has a leadoff single in the 5th.
It's a nice job getting to that ball by Don Kelly, and that ball was slicing away from him. And Robinson Cano appeared to not touch first base, and that's one of the reasons why he didn't try to get to second. Take a look. Did he miss it? He sure did. He didn't even touch it. That's what happens when you're looking at the ball in the outfield.
Mark Teixeira, the batter. 7 hits for the Yankees now. Teixeira is 0 for 2. A couple of ground balls. I'm talking about how Teixeira has typically gotten off to slow starts in April. He used this past offseason to get into better shape physically. He said that in April the bat always felt so heavy, and so he changed his offseason workout and did a lot more cardio this past offseason. He lines this one on one hop to Sizemore. What a play. There's one, and there's 2. Whoa, Scott Sizemore picking and grinning down there at second.
I thought for a moment there they weren't going to get 2 because it appeared that Sizemore had a tough time getting that ball out of his glove, but it was hit so hard they still were able to turn it over.
Two gone. That'll bring up Curtis Granderson. Strike 1 to Curtis. Singled, scored a run back in the 4th. Yankees got a couple in that 4th inning, and they took the lead. Swing and a miss, and a big swing there for Curtis.
Nice slide piece there. Nice depth, good movement.
Anderson 2 for 13 in the series. Fouls it back out of play. 1-2 the count stays, and the former Tiger Fouled away again. So Porcello, after a very lengthy fourth inning, trying to get his pitch count back in order. And that's pulled foul. And the 1-2, it is outside. Rick threw 36 pitches in his last half inning and trying to take care of Granderson here to get back into the dugout, and he does. Granderson strikes out. Third strikeout of the game for Rick Porcello, and you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Player in Major League Baseball, and your answer is Mel Almada. How about that hometown? Can you pronounce that one? 1933, Guatabampo, Mexico. Notable active Mexican-born players: Joaquin Soria, Frankie Rodriguez, Dennis Ray has been around a while. Here come the Tigers now in the bottom of the fifth. And Maglio fouls it back out of play. Ordonez facing A.J. Burnett, who has not allowed a hit through the first four. Although it has been anything but smooth sailing for him. He gave up a run in the first, hit a batter, threw a pickoff throw away. Tigers got a runner in the fourth via an error. Meanwhile, the Yankees have 7 hits. That's fouled back out of play.
Maglio's had a pretty good series. Took some extra batting practice a couple of days ago, and they noticed some things in his swing where he wasn't really utilizing the lower half of his body, but he has been doing that. He's got quite a few hits, and he's also hit his first home run of the season.
2-2 the count on Maglio. Drilled to right field, sinking and caught out in right field by Smith. Swisher, what a play.
Fearless play by Nick. Fearless. He was off at the crack of the bat, and he sold out, and he took a hit away from Maglio. Great jump.
AJ appreciates it. Thank you very much. That thing looked like a base hit all the way. Swisher rolling out there in right field.
Good sign, too, though. Maglio hit that ball hard. Real good sign.
Here's Ryan Rayburn. Driven to left field on a line right at Gardner. Line to right, line to left. 2 gone. He's going to bring up Brandon Inge. Beautiful day here today. In fact, the temperature up to 62 now. The ballpark glistening here this afternoon for the final game of this series. Tigers had a 1-0 lead. The Yankees got 2 in the 4th to go up 2-1. In the air toward right. Swisher coming over toward foul territory. Still coming. And it's going to be 3 fly ball outs in a quick inning for A.J. Burnett. 5 in the books here at Comerica as we go to the 6th. Still 2-1. In favor of the Yanks, and Rick Porcello climbs back on top of the hill. As you check out the standings in the East, the Yankees came in 2 up on Tampa, 3.5 up on Baltimore. Boston trying its best to get back up to 500.
They'll get there. They have way too much talent.
Here is Posada to lead things off in the 6th inning. It'll be Posada and then Alex Rodriguez and Russell Martin. A 1-1 pitch. Posada today 0 for 2, couple of fly balls. And the 1-2. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes on the veteran Posada. Two runs, 7 hits for the Yankees. Tigers 1 run, no hits. Yankees have also committed 2 errors. One of them directly led to a Tigers run. High drive center field. Kelly is on his horse. 1 away. Posada now has flied out 3 straight times. 0 for 3 in the game. Here's Alex Rodriguez, who was pressed into duty after Chavez tripled in the 4th inning and then came up lame with his leg or his foot. And so A-Rod had to come on a pinch run and stayed in the game to play third. No balls, 1 strike on Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod takes down low. He played in each of the first 3 games of the series. He was 0 for 4 in the ball game last night as Porcello hits the 100 marker. Two and 1. Make it 2 and 2 on Alex Rodriguez. 618 career home runs, which is good for 6th all time. Ken Griffey Jr. is next. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back out of play. A-Rod would need 12 more to catch Griffey. That should be no problem this year. Action in the Tigers' pen. Brad Thomas, the lefty. Brian Villarreal, the righty. Shot to right field on a line, but it's going to drop. Base hit. Bosch is playing back on A-Rod, and it's a 1-out single. It's going to bring up Russell Martin.
Let's take a look at the pitch-by-pitch hit, how Porcello goes after A-Rod. A-Rod very, very patient in this at bat and finally gets a fastball up. It doesn't hit it very hard the opposite way, but enough to fight it off to get himself a single.
Martin has a walk and a strikeout. Ground ball hit to the shortstop, could be 2. There's 1. Sizemore's relay. There's 2. Tigers turn a twin killing for the 2nd straight inning. That one goes 6-4-3, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 Yankees.
Sixth inning, and now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. A couple of innings ago, Mario was talking about one of the 2 double plays they've turned. Porcello picked it nicely off the ground on a bullet hit by Teixeira, and nice feed to Santiago to complete the double play. Coors Light freeze cam is always brought to you by your Frost brewed Coors Light.
Well, Rod, what do you say we get a base hit in this inning?
Well, they need one because A.J. Burnett, he's been dealing today.
He is not allowed a hit through 5 innings. And Burnett now will face Santiago, Don Kelly, and Scott Sizemore. A.J. got a 1-2-3 in the 5th. And he threw just 7 pitches to get through that 5th inning. Santiago rips one right by the first baseman Teixeira, and there's your base hit. Leadoff single for Santiago, and he crushed it.
He about undressed Mark Teixeira. And you have to play in tight on the corners because you have to respect the bunting ability of Santiago, and that ball was right past Teixeira, right past him. If he's back 3-4 steps, he makes that play.
All right, tying run is on now. And despite the fact the Tigers have just 1 hit to this point, they're down by just 1. Don Kelly, the batter. Last time Burnett tried to keep a runner close at first base, he threw it away, resulting in a 2-base throwing error, and the Tigers were able to get their first run in. Martin with a nice job behind the plate, 1-0. Burnett did have a no-hitter in his past. It was when he was pitching with the Florida Marlins. It was back in 2001. He threw one against San Diego, but he walked 9 in that no-hitter.
They still gave it to him?
Stuck around long enough to find a way to get it. That's amazing to me. I wonder what his pitch count was.
Well, we just watched Francisco Liriano pitch the first no-hitter of 2011, and he walked 6 Chicago White Sox that night.
Didn't Jackson throw a bunch of pitches in his no-hitter? Edwin Jackson?
He sure did.
I don't remember what the final total was, but it was really up there. Here's a bunt. It'll drop fair. A-Rod will throw out Kelly, advance the runner.
That ball was spinning, and A-Rod was entertaining the thought of allowing that ball to spin foul, but it wasn't going to, so he wisely picked it up to get the out. He thought about letting it go, and then realized, you know what, it's not going to roll foul.
Scott Sizemore a chance to tie this one up. Sizemore, at the time of his call-up, was leading the International League in on-base percentage and average. He was hitting .408. Hit a couple of home runs and knocked in 15 in just 23 games. He rolls this one to third base. Rodriguez will get Sizemore. 2 gone. Runner holds at second base. Bring up Brennan Bosch.
Brennan Bosch has taken the first pitch in both of his plate appearances here today. I have a feeling this time around he's going to be a little bit more aggressive if A.J. Burnett gives him something that he can reach.
Takes strike 1 on the outer edge. 0-1 on Bosch.
Good curveball. Look, get me over breaking ball.
Rolled back up the middle into center field, base hit. Granderson charging it. Santiago comes home, and Brennan Bosch delivers.
He threw him a first pitch breaking ball, and he came back with the exact same pitch. And Brennan stayed back long enough to hit a bullet right back through the box.
Second RBI of the day for Bosch. And it's a 2-2 game. th RBI of the year as well. So Burnett loses the no-hitter here in the 6th and the lead as well. And now Cabrera. He rolls this one to third base. A-Rod gobbles up another one and gets the force to end the inning. Tigers tied up though on the 2-out single by Bosch. 6 in the books. 2-2.
Between two teams hoping to get their season back on track. Saturday's coverage starts at a special time of 12:30, beginning with This Week in Baseball on your local Fox station.
Well, it's a brand new ball game now. It is a 2-2 contest. And let's see what transpires here in the 7th. 2 runs, 2 hits for Detroit, 2 runs on 8 hits for the Yankees. And Porcello facing the number 9 hitter, Eduardo Nunez. It'll be Nunez and then Gardner, then Swisher. Porcello 106 right now. He had 92 through 5 innings and then reached the 100 plateau last half inning. And Jim Leland has run him out there for another frame. So Rick has already gotten his season high in pitches thrown in a game. And the skipper trying to get another inning out of him here. 1-1 is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Roll to third. It's a foul ball. Bill Welke signaling foul. Nunez has done a pretty good job of filling in this series. He is filling in today for the shortstop Derek Jeter. Nunez filled in for Cano in the first game in the series. Got a couple of hits today. And 3 hits overall in this 4-game set. Inside as he bends out of the way. 3-2 on Eduardo Nunez, their minor league player of the year last year. pulled to third right at Brandon. Soft liner, one gone.
And Tigers need to be aware of the bunt now. And with Gardner standing in the batter's box, that's part of his game. He's got tremendous speed. Inge drawn in that third.
Two balls, no strikes on Brett Gardner. Infield single his last time. 93 a high today for Porcello. A low of 76. And he missed again. 3-0.
He's the last guy you want to walk in a 2-2 game in the seventh. His walks, they turn into doubles.
Porcello now has reached his career high in pitches thrown. 116. Driven to right field. Bosch on the move. And he'll track it down. And that one down to the gap nicely. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Swisher. Bosch got a nice jump on that ball. Swisher 0 for 2 with a walk. Oh, and 1. Four-game series coming up with the Blue Jays after this series is done. Tigers were going to see Kyle Drabek in that series, but he was bumped up and he's pitching today for Toronto. It's driven to right field, straight at Bosch, who had to make a basket catch, and a 1-2-3. Stretch time here at the ballpark. It's a 2-2 game. Lowest tire price period. Bell Tire.
Hey fans, as soon as the game ends, stay with us for Tigers Live with highlights, reaction, and analysis. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit.
Paul's birthday here this afternoon, so his mascot friends are at the ballpark. And it's been a good game, 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. A.J. Burnett is back out there. And he is facing Victor Martinez, Maglio Ordonez, and Ryan Rayburn. Tigers tied it up with a run in the bottom of the 6th. Porcello has gone 120 pitches in this game. Meanwhile, for Burnett, this is just the 2nd time in his 7 starts that he's pitched into the 7th.
His pitch count is in great shape. I mean, great shape. That was only his 79th pitch of the afternoon. Strikes to balls ratio not bad either.
Two and one on Victor Martinez. Victor today 0 for 2, strikeouts and a ground out. And he takes off the plate 3-1.
Tight strike zone today from Tim Cheetah on both sides.
Burnett has hit a batter, but he hasn't walked a batter in this game. He's on the cusp right here. Fouled back 3-2. He hit Don Kelly back in the 1st inning. Kelly eventually scored the first Tigers run. A.J. spent 7 years with the Marlins, 3 with Toronto. The biggest year was 2008 when he won 18 with Toronto. Burnett now has gone to the full count 5 times in this game as he has loaded it up here against Martinez. Fouled away. Yankees had signed CC Sabathia. They then got A.J. Burnett to join him in the rotation. Yankees were trying to gear up and match the rotation the Red Sox had when they signed A.J. to a 5-year deal. He is signed through 2013. We saw CC at the start of the series. Three-2 pitch. Fouled away again. It was at that time as well the Yankees thought they were going to get Chin-Ming Wong back in their rotation, coming back from a foot injury, but that never really materialized. And this year Phil Hughes has gone on the disabled list. So they've had some pitching issues this year, but they've gotten a couple of guys to step up, namely Bartolo Colon and Freddie Garcia. Three and two on Martinez. Another foul. This will be the 9th pitch coming up in this at bat to Martinez. Right back up the middle into center field, out of the reach of a diving Nunez, and Victor with a leadoff single here in the 7th.
Here's a situation where it becomes very, very difficult for Jim Leyland to manage. You've got Victor Martinez on first base. He's not quite 100% healthy as far as that leg is concerned, but he's healthy enough to play, obviously. But if you pinch run for him, then you only have the one catcher, and that's Avila. So he's left in there to pinch run, at least momentarily.
So now here is Ordonez.
Especially when you have a guy like Jackson on your bench.
Ball down low.
That's why a lot of teams like to carry 3 catchers for this very situation right here.
Tigers got Don Kelly some reps behind the plate in spring training, but they only view him obviously as a guy that can come in, maybe catch 1 inning if they really needed to.
He catches a lot of bullpens before the game. Just about every day he's down there catching bullpens, but no live action.
And the 1-1. Aglio takes low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Tigers have just picked up their 3rd hit of the game, a leadoff single by Victor Martinez.
Good hitters count here for Aglio. Burnett likes his fastball. Get ready for it.
Back out of play. 2-2 on Ordonez. Mags today with a line out to right field and 1 to, actually 2 of them to right field. He's gone the other way twice. On deck, Ryan Rayburn.
I'd be a little scared to start Victor Martinez here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, but we'll see what Jim wants to do.
Runner goes in the air toward right, but back out of play.
That's why he makes the big bucks. He's got to make those decisions.
Now Martin wants time, and he'll walk out to the mound and have a chat with A.J. Burnett.
And part of the reason why he did start Victor Martinez is the trust factor in Aglio Ordonez to put the ball in play.
Runner goes again, and there's ball 4, and now the Tigers have something brewing here. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Burnett's first walk of this game. Larry Rothschild coming out now.
Hey fans, while we have a moment, let me tell you that you can have your picnic or party at an upcoming Tigers game. Group tickets and party suites are on sale now with groups of 15 or more. Getting discount tickets to select games. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
So an interesting call here for the Tigers. We'll see if Rayburn is up there bunting. And Martinez now is going to come out of this game.
Casper Wells has gone in to run for Martinez. So Jim was waiting until he got into scoring position. Rayburn doesn't sacrifice bunt all that often, but what Rayburn does have the ability to do is bunt for a base hit. And he's done that throughout his career.
Showing bunt, he pulls it back, snap throw back down, and it was close. Wells got a little bit too far off the bag for Martin's liking. 1-0 on Rayburn.
You see most catchers do this when the ball is either bunted through or that runner at second base is too aggressive. They will throw back behind the runner to try to get him out.
Oh, look out. He came up and in, and he hit Ryan Rayburn. That's going to load the bases. The second batter he's hit in this game. He hit the first man he faced, Don Kelly, to start the game. Well, he wanted to make it difficult for Rayburn to get a bunt down, but he came up and in and nailed it.
Nowhere for Ryan to go either. Oh, my goodness.
That's scary right there. That came straight at his head.
That is very, very scary. You're squaring the bunt. Nowhere for you to go.
So the Tigers trying to make him pay now. Here's Brandon Inge, but the base is loaded and nobody out here in the seventh. The Tigers were trying to give Burnett an out, but he ends up hitting Rayburn. And he's fallen behind Inge 1-0. 327 career with the bases full. He's had 5 grand slams in his career. Jabba Chamberlain tuning up. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. So the collar is tightening now for A.J. Burnett. Martinez led off with a single. Wells came on a pinch run. And you got Maglio with a walk and Rayburn hit by the pitch. And the 2-0. Swinging a high drive. Deep left center field. Gardner going back. He'll make the catch in front of the track. All 3 runners tag up and all 3 runners move up.
Great base running. Great base running.
Inge gets an RBI and the Tigers take the lead.
Maglio Ordonez was on second base and he quickly got back to the bag to tag up, and once he went, that allowed Rayburn to take off from first base. Now they have a couple guys in scoring position with 1 out.
Yankees now will bring the infield in. 3-2 Detroit. They get 1 in the 6th and now 1 here in the 7th. Santiago 1 for 2. He broke up the no-hitter in the 6th inning. Ball 1. Did not go. 2-1 on Santiago. Burnett's pitch count was in great shape coming in, but he's thrown 24 pitches in this half inning. Infield in. Terrific opportunity here for Santiago to tack on some runs. Ramon this year against Yankee pitching 6 for 11. And a squeeze, and he lays it down foul. Maglio was coming in from third. Jim Leland employing the squeeze play.
That's the first one of the year. Good pitch to do it with as well. Ramon just didn't get it down.
Well, if it's not going to work, at least foul it off, which Santiago did. And it's 2-2. We'll have to get him in the old-fashioned way. And the 2-2. Bouncing ball right side, right at the drawn-in infield, not scoring the run. Maglio holds, 2 gone. Now the top of the lineup, Don Kelly. Breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1 on Kelly. Tigers have been out hit in this game 8-3, yet they lead by a run. Rick Porcello has scattered the 8 hits, gave up 2 runs in the 4th. That's it. And the 0-1. Kelly pulls one foul down the first base line. Had 2-bagger written all over it, 2 RBIs as well. 0-2 on Kelly. Don in the game. Hit by pitch, run scored. Had a sacrifice in the 6th inning. The 0-2. 1-2 on Kelly. Martin able to smother it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right now the go-ahead RBI belongs to Brandon Inge with his sacrifice fly in the 7th inning. The rather long and difficult frame for Burnett continues.
Tony Pena, Joe Girardi, Larry Rothschild taking a look at Burnett.
Slice to the shortstop. Nunez gobbles it up. Off balance throw is high. 2 runs will score. Kelly is safe at first base. And another error for the Yankees.
Teixeira could have caught that ball, but he was trying to stay on the base to get the out. And therefore, by him not elevating and making the play, Nunez will get another error and 2 runs score. He tried his best to keep his foot on the bag.
That is a huge play. It gives the Tigers a 3-run lead. And here's Sizemore. 3 errors for the Yankees. That'll get away. Not far enough, though, as Kelly scampers back to first base. Tigers break the 2-2 tie with a 3-run 7th. Sizemore today is 0 for 3. He's fanned a couple of times against Burnett. 1 ball, 1 strike. Burnett getting to that point now where pitchers get really fatigued. He has thrown 34 pitches in this inning. It has been a very laborious seventh for him. He'll throw back. Up and in, 2-1 on Sizemore. Scott came in for his first 8 at the big league level, but 0 for 3 in this one here. Action in their bullpen. Boone Logan. Fouled away, 2-2. This inning started with a single by Victor Martinez. That got it all going, and then a walk to Maglio. And Burnett really got himself into trouble, hitting the next batter to load the bases. And he got him. Strike 3 to end the inning. Sizemore is 0 for 4. Burnett finally gets through the frame. Tigers get Porcello some runs. They lead 5-2. Paul's got some CeeLo Green for his birthday here today, as we check out our Comerica game summary. The Tigers on top now, 5-2, a 3-run lead as we go to the 8th inning. And the Comerica game summary has Porcello giving up 2 earned runs in 7 innings of work, a career high 120 pitches. Bosch has 2 RBIs in the game. The Tigers have 3 sacrifices today. They lead the American League in that category. And as we go to the 8th inning, Robinson Cano will lead it off. It'll be Cano, then Teixeira, and then Granderson, with the Tigers up 3. First pitch is grounded to the right side on the backhand, knocked down by Cabrera. Stays with it as Schlereth covers for the out.
Daniel Schlereth has been pitching some very good baseball. In 12 games, earned run average under 2.5. And the base on balls column, and he has really worked hard to throw more strikes, and he has done so. He did give up a home run to Teixeira a couple of days ago, and he wasn't happy about that. I talked to him that next day, and he wasn't happy about that fastball he threw belt high right down the middle to Teixeira.
A wall-side windows pitching change, bringing Schlereth into the game, and Mark Teixeira the batter now.
And Jim Leland took the training wheels off today for Rick Porcello and allowed him to throw a career high 120 pitches, and now Porcello is in line to win this game.
Avila is the new batter he made, and that ball is skied a mile high in the infield. Who wants it? The shortstop.
He's the captain in the infield.
Santiago makes the play, and there are 2 gone. By the way, we got word on Eric Chavez, a small fracture in his left foot.
That's terrible.
How does that happen?
Wow, just running the bases.
Yeah. So some tough news for the Yanks. One of their reserves is out.
Tough news for him, too, because he's battled injuries the last 3 years and appeared to be very healthy this year.
There's Granderson with 2 outs. Ball 1 to Curtis. Singled and scored in the 4th. Well, wouldn't it be something for the Tigers to have lost 7 straight and then take 3 out of 4 from the Yankees?
And that is the beauty of baseball. On any given day, any given night, any team could beat any team at this level. Especially the way the Tigers been pitching this homestand.
Scherzer was outstanding yesterday. Porcello a nice job today as well. Penny did really well. There's a strike call. 1-2 on Granderson.
That's the best I've seen Scherzer throw that game yesterday. I know he had that 14 strikeout performance against the Oakland A's last year, but when you add in the factors of the Yankees, team not playing all that well, dominant performance.
2-2. Pull down the right field line and back into the seats. 8 hits today for the Yanks, only 3 for the Tigers, but the Tigers have taken advantage of 3 New York errors. And they lead 5-2. Schlereth in search of a 1-2-3 8th inning. Ooh, look out. Granderson down to his knees. 3-2. He walked him. Granderson takes a 2-out base on balls. On base for the 2nd time today. And that'll bring Jorge Posada. Foxtrack said that was on the border being a strike. So here's Posada, switch hitter batting right-handed against the lefty. Ball 1. Two 2-0 now the count. Tigers bullpen is seeing some of their roles start to be a little bit more defined. Albuquerque's pitching late in games now, and he's proved that he can get the job done. Schlereth pitching late in games.
Schlereth is rushing his delivery. He's not staying behind the ball, and that's why the fastballs he's throwing in this inning have all been up. He gets into that problem every now and then. It's like a hitter. If you're striding too far and you're off balance on your front side, you're not going to have any bat speed, and it's the same for a pitcher. If you don't get to that good balance point and allow your arm to catch up, you're not going to have any arm speed.
Two on Posada. Fouled straight back. 2-2 the count remains on Posada. 0 for 3, 3 fly ball outs for the Yankees DH. Posada's average now 156. Rolled foul. Granderson, a 2-out walk. He's at first base. Tigers lead 5-2. We're in the 8th. And again, the 2-2. Just missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That'll get Granderson going here from first base. Don't want to face that guy with guys on base.
If he loses Posada, Jim's going to have to go get Ryan Perry.
And he got him. Strike 3. Posada is 0 for 4 today. A strikeout for Daniel Schlereth. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-2 Tigers.
Broad can receive a free DVD of this series' home opener telecast against the Royals. It's a project titled Operation Opening Day, now in its 3rd year. For details, visit Tigers.com/Operation Opening Day.
Well, the Tigers still leading this one by a score of 5-2. And the Yankees have gone to the bullpen now. Boone Logan will come in to face the Tigers here in the bottom of the 8th. What a great day here at the ballpark today. Glad to have you with us. A ball game that is being witnessed by 30,572 as you look at the numbers on Mr. Logan. Bosch will lead it off. And Cabrera, then Avila. First pitch outside to Brennan, who had a big at bat, a 2-out at bat in the 6th inning when he drove in a run. Foul ball and a broken bat. Bosch will get a new one. 1-2 on Brennan. Tigers have done most of their scoring courtesy of some errors, some throwing errors by the Yankees today. They've managed only 3 hits against A.J. Burnett. But Burnett's own throwing error in the first led to a run, and then the shortstop Nunez throwing a ball away led to 2 more. One and two on Bosch. On to Toronto next. Rogers Center tomorrow night for game 1 of that series against the Blue Jays. Jesse Litch and Phil Koch. Next road trip features the Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins. Short 2-game set in Minnesota. High towering fly ball right field, way back, Swisher to the wall. He looks up and you can kiss that one goodbye. Second home run of the year for Brennan Bosch, and both of them against the Yankees. This one off a lefty.
There's a little wind blowing in from right field, but apparently Brennan had enough strength to drive it out of the ballpark anyway. Nick Swisher runs out of room.
3 RBIs today for Bosch. Ball 1 to Cabrera. Tigers now lead by 4, 6-2. And Bosch has had a big day. 370 against lefties. Two 2-0 the count. Miguel today is 0 for 3. They have not needed his bat to this point. Hammered back out of play, 2-1. Valverde warming up. Logan began his career with the Chicago White Sox in 2006, went to Atlanta in 2009, and then joined the Yankees last year. Out of San Antonio, Texas, 26 years old, Boone Logan. Swing and a miss. So Cabrera is 0 for 4. Don't say that very often. One gone for Avila. He'll get his first at bat. Avila batting .307, 21 RBIs this year. Alex came on as a defensive replacement when Martinez was taken out of the game for a pinch runner. Tigers now have scored in each of the last 3 innings. They got 1 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, and 1 here in the 8th. After failing to put up a hit through 5 innings today. Bats woke up late against Burnett and now Boone Logan. Inside 3-0 as Avila bends out of the way. There's a strike. 3-1 on Alex. Alex more than likely back in there tomorrow night. Jim Leland gave him a day off at the start of today, at least, to give him a little bit of a blow because Alex has been playing just about every day.
Kind of hard to get him out of there with the way that he had been swinging the bat.
It's popped up. Shallow left field. Gardner coming in and drifting. 2 gone.
Hey fans, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at Bet11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details. He might have one of those apps on his phone.
Here's Maglio. He shoots one foul back out of play. Logan bringing it at 94 miles an hour from the left side. Gets ahead of Ordonez, 0-1.
Not many left-handers throwing that hard out of any of the bullpens these days. Usually right-handers come out breathing fire in the mid-90s. Matt Thornton comes to mind of the Chicago White Sox, another left-hander with a power arm that pitches out of the bullpen.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Tapped slowly and foul down the third base line. 1-2 on Ordonez when we get to the top of the 9th inning. A-Rod, Martin, and Nunez due up. And right now the Tigers with a 4-run lead thanks to a Bosch home run here in the 8th. Bouncing ball to short. Nunez has it there. And that is that for Detroit, but they had a big insurance run here in the 8th inning courtesy of Bosch.
Let's take a look at the Bell Tire pitch-by-pitch, courtesy of Rick Porcello, who pitched 7 strong innings here against the New York Yankees. He had 3 strikeouts. He used his changeup effectively. He had a good fastball. He changed eye levels with that. And he also threw some real good two-seam fastballs that he started at the left-handed batters that ended up on the inner third of the plate. Also 2 walks in the game, just 2 earned runs for Porcello today.
New pitcher on for the Tigers here in the 9th inning. It'll be Jose Valverde.
Not a safe situation for Jose Valverde, but Jim Leyland does not want to open the door here for the Yankees.
Alex Rodriguez will be the first man to face him. A-Rod and then Martin and Nunez. Those are the hitters due up at least. First pitch is low to Alex Rodriguez.
Valverde's had an electric fastball all year long, anywhere from 93 to 97 miles an hour. He has not relied so heavily on that forkball that he did last year.
Back out of play, 1-1 rather. A-Rod got some other changes. Austin Jackson takes over in center field. Don Kelly moves from center to right, meaning that Bosch is out of the game. 1-1 on A-Rod. Fouled away again, make it 1-2. Tigers 3 outs away from taking 3 out of 4 from the Yankees on a sun-splashed afternoon here before they jet off to Toronto after this game. And it would get the Tigers back to 15-17 if they can get the next 3 outs. Two and 2. Coming into this series, the Yankees had not lost any of the last 11 series against the Central. They won 9 of them and split a couple of them, but they had never lost one in the last 11 against the Central. It could come to an end today. 2-2, the count stays on Alex Rodriguez. Meanwhile, tomorrow in Toronto, it's going to be Phil Koch in game 1 against Jesse Lisch.
Phil Koch wishes he could pitch in between his starts. He just does not know what to do with himself. Those 4 days in between each time he gets the ball.
That's into center field, base hit. Alex Rodriguez 2 for 2.
That's the second ball that he has muscled into the outfield this afternoon.
That'll bring up Russell Martin. And now the Yankees have 9 hits. They'll play behind Alex Rodriguez with a 4-run lead in the 9th inning. Only 1 for 11 for Martin against Valverde in his career. 5 strikeouts in those 11 at bats.
Most of those came when Martin was wearing a Dodgers uniform and Valverde was pitching for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Runner going, and they will not pay any attention to him, so A-Rod takes second base. Meanwhile, the count has gone to 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1 on Martin. Tigers have made good use of their 4 hits today. That's all they've gotten, 4 hits. Bosch with a homer and a single. Victor Martinez had a base hit and Santiago a single. But again, the 3 errors by the Yankees figuring prominently in the scoring here. And the 2-1. Right back up the middle off Valverde. It'll roll to the shortstop. Santiago throws him out, and we'll see if Valverde is okay. One 6-3 the hard way.
Left hamstring looked like where it's got him. That had to hurt.
Santiago alertly picked it up. A-Rod moved to third on the play, and we'll see if Valverde now will get a couple of tune-up tosses here. Looks like he'll stay in the game, no problem. A couple of nights ago, Valverde had a neck issue that he had to work through. And he's going to stay out there in this one as well after getting drilled on a line drive.
I guess he can laugh about it now.
Here is Nunez with 1 out. Line to right field, slicing, and it will land foul. Nunez making a bid for his 3rd hit. Had a bunt single earlier in the game, an RBI single in the 4th as well. Here's the 0-1. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Popped up right side of the infield. Sizemore is there. 2 gone. It's going to leave it up to Brett Gardner. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers. 30,572 coming to their feet looking for the final out. Brett Gardner has a single and 4 at-bats. Shows bunt, takes one inside. Tigers 1 out away from moving to 15-17 as they hit the road. There's a strike right down the middle. 1-1 on Gardner. Tigers trailed 2-1. They got 1 in the 6th to tie, 3 in the 7th to go ahead, and 1 in the 8th as an insurance run. Quiet right now in the Yankees dugout. Here's the 1-1. Bouncing ball left side over the head of Brandon Inge, and to get a run in. Heyrod will score, and Gardner keeps it going with an RBI single. That makes it 6-3.
That ball had to bounce either right off the plate or right off the dirt to bounce over Inge's head the way that it did. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
So that'll keep it going now for Swisher. 6-3 game. Swisher is 0 for 3 plus a walk. Gardner on the run, swing and a miss. They'll let him go. No stolen base for Gardner. Swisher batting just .216, 2 for 10 in this 4-game series. Swing and a miss. Swisher upset with himself. Now he's behind in the count 0-2. And again, here comes the crowd. Valverde now has thrown 20 pitches in this inning. Leland wants that final out. 1-2 on Nick Swisher. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Easy, Papa Grande.
Valverde comes on here in the 9th inning. The Tigers cap this one, a 6-3 win over the New York Yankees, and they win 3 out of 4 from the Bronx Bombers. They have lost 7 straight and since have won 3 in a row. And it's Valverde to put the finishing touches on this one. 6-3 your final score. Back with more.